Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kelly Schmalenberg Show. I honestly have no idea how to run a podcast, and I'm going to be very open and honest with you. This is a space where I am going to be very open and transparent about life, about lessons, about all of it. Um, ultimately, I've been wanting to launch a podcast for a couple years now. It's been on my mind, and something has been holding me back. It was always this, well, I don't know how. I don't know what to talk about. What am I going to say? Am I supposed to do this on my own? Am I just going to talk into a can or into the microphone and just spew whatever's in my mind? And so I tried to create a strategy around it. I tried to create the back end stuff. I tried to do the research, and honestly, something always came up into my way. And so it was like, I don't know, a couple days ago where I was remembering a conversation I had with one of my mentors. And she was like, just do everything messy. Because that's honestly how I'm living right now. I'm living in this messy moment of chaos, of navigating between being an entrepreneur and then becoming a mom and a stepmom all over, like all of a sudden. I am almost 2 years postpartum now, and life is completely different from what it used to be. Life is completely shifted from what I thought I was going to be experiencing. And, we can create these goals and dreams for ourselves. We can create these desires in our life, but certain situations and circumstances are going to come into play that are going to make a massive pivot into where you're going and who you're being and what's happening. And sometimes when that pivot happens, say motherhood for example, doesn't have to be, but that's my example right now, it can throw a massive wrench into what has been working already. And it becomes this opportunity to shift and pivot and navigate all of the new things that are coming up for you. And so for me, a lot of what I've been going through has hit very, very deeply. And a lot of my motherhood journey has brought up a lot of things that I thought I had healed and that I really hadn't yet. And I'm not always really one to be on a healing journey all the time. I think, we're allowed to accept our faults. We're allowed to accept all of the things that are happening for us, and we're allowed to remember all of it. Like, I don't think forgetting is a big thing. Like some people preach forgive and forget, but for me, it's like I don't forget. I don't forget. I remember all of it. And I choose to work on remembering all of it because there was a point in my life, even still, where I don't really have a lot of memories of my childhood. And I've heard that is because it's a protection mechanism. But at the same time, I'm like, what happens, right? What happened that I needed to black it all out? What feelings came up that I needed to black it all out? And the more that I do this work and the more that I uncover, the more memories I have and the more experiences that I didn't even know I had existed. And it's really quite incredible. But this is what motherhood has brought up for me. This is what the shift in the narrative has brought up for me. This is what a whole massive identity, we'll say identity crisis, because for a bit there, I was having an identity crisis. And we'll dive into that in a later episode. But right now, I just want to share a little bit of the overview of why I wanted to just come here, messy, raw, real, and communicate life with you because it's not going to be polished. It's not going to be put together. Life isn't meant to be that way. If it's all polished and put together, it's not even any fun. I love having fun in my life. I love knowing that things are going to work out no matter what. And I also feel incredibly freaking stressed out most of the time. And I have anxiety most of the time. And I have been burnt out a lot of my life. And I have hit rock bottom over and over and over and over again. And looking at it from this point of view, it has made me so incredibly resilient in my life. And I know without a doubt that all of my desires are coming true. And so a lot of the time, those opportunities to give up will knock somebody out. And so if you're listening to this and you're the person who's like, I am right at my breaking point, I am so ready to just give up right now. I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm giving up on myself. I'm giving up on my life, whatever it might be. If you're in that feeling right now, this is for you. This is for you. This is your invitation to keep going. One more day, just one more day. And then when that day's over, to one more day, just keep going. One more day. Because I promise that moment that you give up is going to be right before the breakthrough happens. And if you keep going, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out for you. Even if it doesn't feel that way right now, even if it feels like the weight of the world is sitting on your shoulders and you have no more strength left to carry it. This is the podcast for you. This is the podcast where I have big plans for this, actually. I have big plans where I want to really bring conversations forward that disrupt the field, that disrupt the way you think, that make you question life, that make you question reality, that make you believe in the impossible. These are the types of conversations that I'm having in this space. These are the type of conversations I'm going to be posting. And so sometimes it's going to be me, sometimes I'm going to have guests, and I'm really excited because I have some lineups already of people who are going to come in once I've launched this. And so I'm just kind of getting out there and launching the hell out of it because I want these conversations to be heard, and I know they need to be heard, and I know that you need to hear whatever is coming through in these calls. If you are listening to this right now, like, welcome, 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 welcome. Like, you have no idea how excited I am to bring this information to you. And again, it is going to be messy. I promise you, it is going to not be put together in the slightest. If you think podcasts are something that are like, you got this studio, you got these microphones, you got all these things. I've got headphones right now held up to my face so that I can talk to you. I'm recording on a Zoom. I am getting this out to you because the messages are more important than the production. The messages are more important than the perfection. The action of doing it is more important than preparation. So if there's something that you've been holding back on that you've been wanting to do for maybe years, I mean, I am the queen of procrastination. I will tell you that. I will be a self-proclaimed queen of procrastination. I procrastinate everything. I procrastinate going to the bathroom. Like, come on, let's get real here. I am queen of procrastination. And yet there's this thing where it gets to you, like there's an energy that says this doesn't get to be procrastinated. You can procrastinate everything else, but this is something that needs to be done right now. And the intuitive hit to go and do it, when you listen to that, even if you procrastinate everything else, if something says do this now, that's not your human speaking, that is your spirit. And that is your intuitive knowing that this thing that you got to do is that thing that's going to move the needle in a massive way and it's going to change your life or somebody else's life. And so that's why I was sitting there and I got the nudge. You need to just record this. Go for it. Do it. Do it messy. Do it chaotic. Do it whatever. Speak about nothing. Speak about the podcast for the first frickin' episode. Why not? Right? Like, let's just speak about what it's going to be and what we're going to do in this because that's all I need to know. All I need to know is that I am doing this. All I need to know is that I am showing up. And honestly, I'm showing up for me here. And I know that there's going to be somebody else who hears this message that's like, this is exactly what I needed to listen to. This is the exact podcast that I want to be a part of. This is, these are conversations that I want to hear, that I want to be in on. And so this is for you. So I hope that you join me in this. I hope that you have an amazing time. This is going to be the most fun ever. I don't take many things very seriously. I love to joke around, and I've got a little bit of a dark sense of humor. Uh, it can be quite dark sometimes, but it can also be light. And so you're going to see the mix of maybe my multiple personalities that I have. I can be in a space where I'm bringing you peace, and I can be in a space where I'm igniting your chaos and letting you work through it and letting you come to terms with it. And my biggest talent, I feel, is bridging the gaps between what's blocking you and what's going to allow you to actually make the moves that you need to move. And I see so deeply in my clients when they're talking around things. I get the excuses, I see behind the words, I feel the energy, and I bring forward what the actual block is and why it's been stopping them. And when I call it out, they make the move, and then all of a sudden it's like everything's completely different. And so that's what I hope to bring in this conversation as well, is whoever's listening, whoever's supposed to be listening, whoever will be listening, there's there's messages that you need to hear. And there's messages that are going to come through for me. And I'm going to try and make sense of it, but it doesn't always make sense in the moment. Sometimes it makes sense after. Sometimes it doesn't make sense at all. But I speak what comes through. I speak what I don't even think about what I speak about. I just speak. And I feel like the power within that, when I trust it and when I speak to it, is more powerful than anything else that I can offer you. And so sometimes there might be certain topics that I want to speak to. Sometimes there might be certain conversations that are to be had. Sometimes I'm going to share parts of my story because it took me a lot to get here. It took me many, many ups and downs, many shifts, many lessons, many mistakes, many successes in order to become the woman that I am today, sitting here on my couch with a headphone stuck to my face, talking to you about the fact that life is life. Like it gets to be what it is. And we don't have to put any particular definition to it. We don't have to put any particular pressure onto it. It gets to be hard and it gets to be easy at the same time. It gets to be lived in duality of up and down and good and bad and all of the things all at once. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It's all simultaneous. And when the message happens to say, I see you, I know you're dealing with stuff that you don't necessarily want to be dealing with. I know that it can be difficult. I know that it's hard, but I have no fear for you. I have no fear that you're going to get to the other side. I have no fear that if you go one more day, you'll succeed beyond your wildest dreams. If you keep going one more time, one more action, one more trust fall, one more moment to be present with yourself, with your dreams, with your desires, one more belief instilled in the possibilities. Just one more. And if you can do that one more, I promise. I don't usually make promises about results, but I promise if you do one more, and then one more, and just keep going one more time, stop looking way ahead. Stop looking at the end. Focus on one more. You will get there. You will get there. You will land somewhere that you feel so incredibly grateful for. You will feel so incredibly successful at. You will feel like you have won at life as long as you don't give up. So, this podcast is really about me not giving up. Maybe that's why I was so called to create it now. But I know that this is what I need to do in this moment. And I know that these conversations are what you need to hear. And so we are going to go through many different topics, many different depths, many different processes even. Like I might share some of the processes that I have for moving through the muck and coming out the other side. And if you're here for it all, I'm so excited to have you in my world, to have you a part of these conversations. And once again, welcome to the Kelly Schmalenberg Show. I hope you enjoyed episode 1. If you feel the call to work with me further, I have a beautiful membership called The Chrysalis, and it is my monthly membership where we speak all things transformation. Come join us in there. It is so freaking good. I do have a couple spaces for one-to-one available, so you're more than welcome to reach out to me on that. And if you're not following me on social media yet, follow me at kelly.schmalenberg, and I am excited to be connected with you in whatever capacity we are connected, whether we are working together or not. I'm really happy you're here. I'm really happy to meet you. I'm really happy to know you, to know your energy, and to bring these conversations forth in a way that changes the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will talk to you very soon.